Hey guys, I'm Kayla and I am the equestrian minimalist. So I used to be just like all the rest of the horse people that I know. I had about 8 too many saddle blankets, 4 too many girths, and I still have 2 too many bridles. 2 as in like the number 2. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what I've done to try to become more minimal and more mobile. So check this out. This is where I board. It is straight up a guy's backyard that I met on Craigslist. Craigslist, great resource if you haven't already discovered. I know there's a lot of jokes about, oh gosh, you're gonna get kidnapped on Craigslist, but so far I've met a lot of people through Craigslist and some of them ended up being my absolute best friends. Here is my rig. Nice and simple. It's a CM Dakota 2-horse slant load trailer. You'll see I have a high tie right here, which is an absolute necessity if you are as into camping as I am. It's also great for long trips if you want to unload, let your horse sit and graze. Just be sure that you are a reasonable distance away from any freeways or major roads because dangerous, you know, horses, roads, not always the best thing. This is the tack room. This used to be incredibly full of tack. And not necessarily useful tack or even tack that I purchased or used ever. It was a lot of stuff that I got when a barn I lived at or boarded at cleaned out. So I used to have 2 trunks, big trunks. They took up all of that space. I also had about 4 or 5 saddle blankets, Western ones. I had a Western saddle, an English saddle. You'll see that I no longer have any of that here. I do still have 2 too many bridles. Here's the one that I use. Here's the one I like because it's pretty, and here's the one that is nostalgic because this is the one that Duchess and I used to compete in show jumping before I realized that 12-year-olds were better than me, and I was like, F that. So, hooks are essential. I've got these hooks here. I've got it down to where I have 1 extra girth because girths are very important. I have some twine, haven't gotten myself to get rid of that yet because it keeps coming in handy when I need it. I've got the slow feed hay net for our camping and travels, along with her fly mask. Not the prettiest one, but it was free, so what you gonna do? So far, we're up to 3 hoof boots. As you know, most horses have 4 feet, so I'm working on getting a 4th one. Anybody with a size 1 easy boot for less than $40, hit me up. This glove, I should say, easy boot glove. This is our regular girth. It's beautiful and purple. It is just big enough for her, and we make it work because it's purple and awesome. And highest priority is halter, because you just can't own a horse without a halter. Then they just walk away and nothing works. So this guy has also been pretty helpful, although it's definitely got some design flaws in that things kind of have to tuck up underneath other things, so sometimes things don't fit. But I've gotten this down to, for the most part, the bare essentials with a few of the nostalgic items. We keep lunge whips over here in the corner, and then we've got a nice handy dandy toolbox. Although it's not my favorite item, it has come in particularly handy in that I can keep my tire iron in there, along with some other pointy things that I don't want to get stabbed by. Grooming stuff. If you've got more than this much grooming stuff, you have too much grooming stuff. I've got 1 soft brush, or 1 bristled brush, soft brush, curries, hairbrush, and hoof pick. I do have too many curry combs, but look how small they are. You know, you just can't. They're all different. I've got this kind. This one's my favorite. If you don't have one of these, they're great for baths. In this top pocket, I'm able to keep a few more medical supplies. I've got a syringe, a couple of catheters. Those are not horse-sized catheters, though, so they actually need to go in the garbage. Tiny little bit of our yellow twine, some hardware, extra snaps, ponytail holders, and sponge. This is actually for her fly spray, but you can keep whatever you wanted in this top pocket as long as you keep it down to essentials. Essentials as in what can your horse break and would need to be replaced. This guy is on its way out. This has come in real handy for transporting water to short rides. Currently, it's housing the blanket. I live in Houston, Texas. Ask me how many times I've actually had to get that horse blanket out. So, oopsies. I've also got 2 buckets right here because we go to endurance rides. 2 buckets of water per night are pretty standard and essential. In the buckets, I keep a pair of gloves, and this is a scoop. Not super essential, but kind of fun to have when you're doing really hot, humid trail rides because you can scoop water up and dump it on your horse. They love that, trust me. I'm just kidding. They really don't, especially Arabians. This is an essential for any trailer. You can have different varieties of these. A lot of people use the Easy Trailer something or another. It's a yellow block. This is a hydraulic jack, but it's a mini, and it's been pretty awesome. It goes along with that tire iron that you saw in the box. This is another one of those nostalgic pieces. Probably needs to go live in my car. It's a PVC saddle rack. Super lightweight, super usable, but it will be moving out of the trailer. And finally, we're down to the essentials in tack. Saddle blanket, filthy because we use it and wash it once a month, and our saddle. Don't mind my sheepskin cover. Those are great too. Make your butt nice and comfortable. I ride in the really old model Wintec Endurance saddle because it's got a lot of snaps and rings on it for carrying water and snacks. I'm a snack person. And now we're up to feed. So this is something I'm going to be working on. It's going to be my next project. Is I've got 2 bags there. I've got this bucket, and then I've got this trash can full of feed. Now, you'll notice that my tack room is not insulated. It is just steel and paint. Therefore, humidity and moisture does get in here pretty easily. So we're actually going to be figuring out a better storage system that can contain all of this feed in ideally a smaller space and a more sealed space so that moisture can't get in as easily. Once we get all of that down, hopefully, we'll have a nice, usable, highly functional, 100% mobile horse trailer. Oh, last but not least, one of my favorite items, my pitchfork. It's pink. I would have liked purple, but they only had pink at the time. This black thing comes in real handy for that because it keeps it nice up there and tucked in on the wall so that it's out of the way. The key to having a nice, worry-free tack room is floor space. The more floor space you can get, the better you're doing. And along with that, the more things that are hanging up and secured, the less stuff gets thrown all over the place when you travel. If you drive like I do, you have probably showed up where you were going and not understood where anything was or where it began because everything's probably on the floor. That's a work in progress. And doing much better, I might add. Well, this has been the first episode of the Equine Minimalist. I hope you guys will join me for more videos where I will show you how we camp in a 2-horse bumper pull horse trailer that you notice has no toilet and no shower. And I'll show you how the horse learns how to camp because it's pretty awesome. She's learned a lot and she's been a pretty great guinea pig and partner. Y'all have a good day.